15 huge home and away spoilers for next week. Welcome back to the channel. We've got some exciting, dramatic and emotional updates for you from the world of home and away. As we dive into next week's spoilers, from October 7th to 11th, Felicity's loved ones are struggling to cope with a devastating loss, leading to some unexpected decisions. Cash, overwhelmed by grief, makes a shocking move and breaks up with Eden. Meanwhile, Tane's life is about to take a wild turn when Harper drops a major bombshell. She's pregnant with his baby. Stick around as we unpack 15 massive moments from the upcoming episodes. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on your favorite Aussie drama. Let's dive in. 1. Harper is hiding something. Harper still hasn't told Tane about her pregnancy, and Dana is concerned that she can't keep it secret much longer. With Tane still deep in grief for Felicity, Harper feels it's not the right time, but Dana points out the joyous news would give him hope for the future. But when Harper comes up with another excuse not to tell Tane, Xander wonders what this is really about. 2. Cash and Eden are in turmoil. Cash tries to keep busy by clearing out Felicity's belongings, as Eden urges him not to throw anything out in haste. Amongst his sister's things, Cash finds a photograph from their childhood which brings memories flooding back. A short while later, a delivery arrives at the house for Felicity, with a selection of wedding dresses she ordered for Eden to try on. It's yet another painful memory for Cash and Eden of what they've lost. 3. Cash makes contact with Gary. Eden encourages Cash to contact Gary and inform him of Felicity's passing, but he's not ready to make the call. Cash can't forgive himself for not giving their foster dad the chance to say goodbye to Felicity in her final days. But some words of support from Tane finally give Cash the courage to pick up the phone to Gary. 4. Mac struggles at work without Felicity. Mackenzie returns to work at Salt, but finds herself on the brink of tears when a supplier asks where Felicity is. Xander can sense Mac's distress as she snaps at customers and is forced to step in and defuse the situation. After a difficult few hours, Mac makes the decision to close Salt for the rest of the day. 5. Harper admits her true feelings. Dana ambushes Harper, wanting to know the real reason she won't tell Tane about her pregnancy. Finally, Harper admits the truth. It's not the baby she's worried about. It's the fact she's in love with Tane. Dana is understanding, but points out the truth will eventually come out. Harper concludes she's right and asks Tane if they can meet. 6. Carl makes a discovery. Tane arrives to see Harper, assuming she wants to talk about Perry. But before she can tell him about the baby, they're interrupted by a call from Perry's father. Carl later shows up at the gym and tries to convince his son to carry out one last job for him, but Tane orders him to leave. Enraged, Carl goes back to his car and looks Tane up on his phone, where he makes a concerning discovery. Tane is on a suspended sentence. 7. Marley opens up to Alf. Marley rejects Kirby's suggestion of entering an art competition and is angry when she goes behind his back by showing his work to Alf and Marilyn. Later, Marley confides in Alf that he wanted to keep his painting private as he was working through a lot of anger when he started it. Alf explains he can only see light in Marley's work, but he still won't put himself forward to be judged. 8. Justin plans a memorial for Felicity Leah, and Justin expressed their unease at Felicity's funeral being a family-only affair, something that Mac is also struggling with. Justin comes up with a suggestion of holding a memorial for Felicity in Summer Bay, so all her friends can get the chance to celebrate her. Mac thinks it's a great idea, and they get to work planning the occasion. 9. Levi realizes Abigail is using again. Mac is furious to realize Abigail is still helping herself to money from Levi's bank account and forces him to block his card. But when Mac discovers Levi lied to the police about the surf club's stolen money to protect his sister, she snaps and tells Abigail to go. Levi realizes Abigail is planning on doing a runner and chases his sister to the bus stop, but is alarmed to discover her arm is infected and covered in injection bruises. What is she using? 10. Levi funds Abigail's deadly habit. Levi is really struggling as he watches Abigail spiral deeper into her addiction. She refuses to get help, even when her health is clearly at risk, and Levi can't stand to see her in this state. He tries reasoning with her, offering to take care of her only if she agrees to come home with him. But Abigail's focus is elsewhere, and she's far more concerned about her next fix than getting better. It's a heartbreaking situation, and Levi's frustration is evident as he pleads with her to understand that she's playing with her life. Despite Levi's best efforts to get through to her, Abigail is completely consumed by her addiction. She can't think about anything else besides how to get her next hit, and it's tearing Levi apart. He knows what's happening to her, and he's desperate to protect his sister, but she's not listening. Her refusal to accept help leaves Levi in an impossible position, forcing him to face the harsh reality of just how far gone she is. His love for his sister is strong, but he's running out of options. In a moment of weakness, Levi makes a painful decision. Watching Abigail in such a bad way crushes him, and he gives in, handing her the money she needs. It's a move that goes against everything he believes, but he just can't see her suffer anymore. He knows deep down that it's only a temporary fix, but he's so desperate to ease her pain, even if just for a little while. It's a tough moment for Levi, torn between trying to help and feeling powerless in the face of his sister's addiction. 11. Bree and Remy come to Eden's rescue. Cash gives Justin his blessing to go ahead with a festival of Felicity, and Theo suggests they treat guests to tequila shots and a performance from Lyric. Meanwhile, Eden is panicked to realize she's forgotten to return the wedding dresses Felicity ordered. Bree and Remy save the day by offering to help as Eden breaks down, grateful for their support. 12. Eden worries about Cash. After a long drive, Cash and Eden arrive at Gary's place and are met with open arms, but as Gary starts to share his memories of Felicity, it all becomes too much for Cash, who walks away. Eden admits how worried she is about her fiancé, as she struggles to know how best to support him. 13. Cash dumps Eden. The atmosphere at Felicity's funeral is incredibly emotional, with everyone feeling the weight of the loss. Gary takes the lead with a heartfelt eulogy, sharing memories that hit home for everyone there. It's a small, intimate gathering, but the emotions are intense as Felicity is laid to rest next to her parents. The sense of finality is overwhelming, especially for Cash, who has been struggling to process everything. When he finally speaks, it's clear how hard this is for him, as he recalls the last conversation he had with his sister, a moment that stays with him. For Cash, the grief is almost too much to handle. Saying goodbye to Felicity brings up so many emotions he's been trying to keep buried. After the funeral, he's left feeling lost and broken. It's not just the sadness of losing his sister, but also the fear that losing more people he loves might be inevitable. This fear becomes all-consuming, especially when he looks at Eden, and he begins to think that maybe he's better off pushing people away before the worst can happen again. In a heart-wrenching moment, Cash makes the difficult decision to end things with Eden. He tells her they're over, not because he doesn't care, but because the thought of losing her one day is something he just can't face. It's a decision driven by pain and fear, and it's clear that this loss has shaken him to his core. Cash is struggling to cope with everything, and breaking up with Eden feels like his only way to protect himself from more heartbreak, even though it's hurting him just as much. 14. Harper tells Tane she's pregnant back in the Bay. Mourners are gathering for the Festival of Felicity, but trouble is brewing when Carl returns. Carl tries to intimidate Perry, threatening to have Tane put in prison unless he returns home with him. As their row spills into the memorial, Tane is about to attack Carl, and Rose has to pull them apart. Harper tells Tane he's got too much to lose, and when he questions her comment, she finally comes clean. He's going to be a dad. 15. Tane's head is in a spin. Surrounded by the people that support him, Perry decides to make a complaint against Carl for assault. Tane and Harper are left to face their reality, as Tane wants to know why he's been kept in the dark for 2 months about the pregnancy. Feeling hurt and confused, Tane proceeds to drown his sorrows, before turning up at Harper's with more questions. Will she be able to answer them? And that's it for our huge home and away spoilers for next week. It's shaping up to be an intense and emotional few days in Summer Bay, and we can't wait to see how all these stories unfold. With heartbreak, shocking revelations, and difficult decisions ahead, there's certainly a lot to look forward to. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on all the drama coming your way, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a spoiler. We'll be back soon with more insights, predictions, and updates from your favorite show.